I saw a story yesterday that was so surprising to me that I had to address it. It's about the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and the way he is being held accountable to his pornographic activity online. And I want to talk about here in the Therapist React series. But first, please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. It would mean the world to me. Second, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Elliott Connie and I'm a licensed psychotherapist. And here in the Therapist React series, we talk about things going on in the news and in pop culture to highlight the psychotherapeutic and psychological aspects of these stories so that we can have better mental health, both as individuals and society. And I saw this story. So Mike Johnson was made Speaker of the House about 2 weeks ago, and apparently he was at a conference called War on the Internet or War on Technology, I think the conference was called. And it's kind of a conservative religious conference. And he was there talking about the way that he uses a particular app to be held accountable and to monitor his pornographic activity. And it made me want to talk about parenting a little bit and parentifying our children, which are really, really big deals. Like as parents, we cannot parentify our children. It impacts their development in really negative ways. And we should not ever give children adult problems. So the way he describes it, and actually, let me use his words. I'm gonna play the video from this clip of him describing what he does.
With covenant eyes within your home. And so why is that such an effective tool? Why do parents need to put this into their home?
Yeah, that's great question. We probably could have called this more appropriately a war on the darkness of technology, because there are some good things with technology, of course. I mean, the Bible apps we all love, we broadcast our services, on our social media, and there's some very positive things, but there's also, as Clint's pointed out aptly, some really dark things. So Covenant Eyes is the software that we've been using a long time in our household. I first learned about it at, I think, a Promise Keepers event in the early 2000s. I think it was developed in about the year 2000. But it's the largest accountability software that there is, and there's some paperwork out there on the table that I think everybody may have picked up on the way in. If not, go get it. It's a subscription-based. I mean, we don't make any money on this. I'm telling you, we use it. Okay, I'm endorsing it because I'm a user. It's about $15 a month, $16 a month, something like that. And you get up to 10 devices. And what it is, it's accountability software. So men in a church, men's Bible study groups will do it. That's how it's presented at Promise Keepers. But they also mention, hey, when your kids become teenagers, especially if you have boys, dads, they're talking to the guys at this event, you might want to think about doing this with your sons. And so we've been doing that.
So I will say, I'm going to pause him right there. This Covenant Eyes app, as a psychotherapist who's been working with families for almost 20 years, I think it's a great idea to use apps and services like this to monitor what your children are doing online. I think it's a fantastic idea to be aware. I remember, like, when I was growing up, well before social media and the internet and all that stuff, it was very easy for parents to control what went into their mind, their children's minds. And these days, it's much more difficult with these apps and with social media. Like, it's much, much harder. So I actually am a big time proponent of parents using technology to help them monitor what their children's behavior is online. So up until this point, I agree with Mike Johnson. I think that this is an appropriate thing. But what he says next, I think it starts to get into a really bit difficult situation.
So what it does real simply is it has an algorithm and software. It's way above my head how it works, but it scans, you obviously opt into it, but it scans all the activity on your phone or your devices, your laptop, tablet, what have you. We do all of it. And then it sends a report to your accountability partner. So my accountability partner right now is Jack, my son, right? And so he's 17.
So he's going beyond saying, I'm using this to monitor my son Jack's online behavior. He's saying Jack is my accountability partner. Listen, a 17-year-old does not need to be involved in monitoring the pornographic activity online of their father in any way, even to learn that their father is not doing those things. You do not want to put your son or daughter in a situation where they are your accountability partner. You have to find a peer. The very point of accountability is to find peers to hold us accountable. Your son is not your peer. especially at the developmental age of 17 years old. So when he says, my accountability partner is my son, Jack, and listen to how involved this app makes.
So he and I get a report of all the things that are on our phones or all of our devices once a week. If anything objectionable comes up, your accountability partner gets an immediate notice. I'm proud to tell you my son he's got a clean slate, all right? But we get a report and it says, hey, no activity of concern, and it's really sensitive. It'll pick up almost anything. It looks for keywords, search terms, and also images, and it will send your accountability partner a blurred picture of the image. And so on occasion I get one. I was just looking at the one from this week I got on Jack, and it said, This is the only one that may be questionable, and it's this blurred image of two women talking in a live screen thing, and I zoom in and I have to unblur it, and it's two middle-aged teachers.
That's too much. That is too much. You should not involve your children in monitoring you. Jack is not an appropriate accountability partner because he's your child and because of his developmental age. I'm shocked that someone like this would say this publicly and say that this is what we're doing. Like, where is the common sense? Where is the boundaries within that family? Those things are just very, very inappropriate. Now, Mike Johnson might not have any intention to watch pornography, but let's say he does. Let's say he slips up. Let's say he gives into temptation. And now that becomes an issue between Mike Johnson and his wife, Jack's mother. You've involved the child in the adult dynamics, which we should never, ever do. I'm 47 years old. I don't want to know what my parents are doing. It's still inappropriate because there's a hierarchy between children and parents, and you don't want an accountability partner where there's that hierarchy. This is just wildly inappropriate. Again, I think it's a great idea to use apps like this to monitor your children. Teenagers have access to way more things than previous generations had access to, and oftentimes need help to be able to monitor themselves. For the adults to be using the child for their own accountability, that's a problem and should not be done. So make sure you have healthy boundaries in your family, and make sure that you are not putting children into adult dynamics and into adult roles. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know how you respond to this story. Let me know what you thought about this video. And please like this video, share this video, and again, leave a comment. I try to respond to each and every comment. I certainly read them all. It just gets hard these days to respond to all of them. And please subscribe. This channel cannot survive without your support. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time we release a new video, which is every single day, Monday through Friday. So love you. Thanks for being here. See you in the next video.